Welcome back to BST, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Today felt like Christmas to me. There's very few days on the calendar that have that feeling of Christmas when you're a kid, and today was one of them because it was NFL free agency day. Man, kind of not a lot of big names, I'd say, in this cycle, but in my opinion, a lot of overpays. Just teams who need to fill holes, and they're overpaying some subpar players, some average players to fill those holes. But nevertheless, a lot of good signings for some teams, a lot of bad signings for some teams. But yeah, the NFL, man, it just keeps on going, doesn't stop for you, and I'm here for it. So let's just get right into it. With my number one winner of free agency, and I hate saying it, and I've said it all off season. If the Bears don't address the O-line, they're going to be screwed. Well, guess what? They have put together on paper probably a top 10 line in the NFL in one offseason. And I'm not going to say I'm a little scared, but I am a little scared of the Bears. Are you?
No.
Not at all. Not even a little bit?
No.
Like, not in the back of your head? I think we had the same conversation in the last one, but not like now when you look at this line, aren't you a little bit nervous?
No.
Not at all.
No.
All right.
Hey, no.
Hey, I'm here to defend the Bears fans here because for once,
well, they signed like 3 guys.
they rebuilt their O-line.
Okay.
I'm telling you, on paper, it is a top 10 O-line unit in the NFL.
Okay.
And I just got to congratulate
So no more
them.
excuses.
No, that's it. That's exactly it. No more excuses. And honestly,
we'll see if Caleb can stand in the pocket and deliver on time.
This is a great great couple of moves by the Bears, but as a whole, at the same time, it's almost worse for them because now if these signings work out, everything is on Caleb now. It does not matter. It is all on Caleb because now they got the offensive coach, they got the line, they've already had the weapons. Every single ounce of pressure. No, 100%. But I do agree. He has his concerns. I don't think he should take a lot of sacks this year. I really don't. He should be able to stand back there and throw. If he's not top 10 in passing yards this season, it's on him. Because, like I said, he has everything he needs now. There is no excuse. And there might be a little bit of growing pains. But you're year 2 in the NFL. We might see a sophomore slump. We see it often with quarterbacks. But now all the pressure's on him. But man, what a turnaround!
They feel like an 8 and 9, 9 and 8 team.
I think that would be a success for them because they got Drew Dahlman from the Falcons at center. That's big. Center has been a position they've never been able to really fill. They still got Jenkins at right tackle, I believe. They got Tooney at guard. And they also added, I believe they added Grady Jarrett and I'm going to butcher his name. How do you say his name? It's like Odeyingbo or something like that. Let's see. Dayo Odeyingbo, who I wanted the Packers to get, and the Packers were rumored to get him. And he's going to the Bears. So they bolstered both lines, which I think we've seen from the Eagles' recent success. That's big to winning games is bolstering the lines. And they already have a good secondary. Linebackers, they got good linebackers, and the weapons on offense are outstanding. So, like I said, literally every ounce of pressure is on Caleb. There's a little bit on Ben Johnson, of course, because he's a first-time head coach. So definitely on Ben Johnson.
Let's not get over our skis and give him the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm not. Hey, let's be honest. They've won every offseason for the past 10 years. So it's
That's just what
hey,
Bears
they're
fans
just
say.
continuing the dynasty.
Well,
And they look stronger than ever.
they're
So,
continuing a D word, but I think it's more delusion
oh,
than
okay.
dynasty.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, I'm just trying to create some peace between a Packers fan and the Bears fans who watch our videos. I see what you guys are doing.
Hey.
I'm not going to discount it.
Hey, I'm not saying every time they play it's not a rivalry.
No,
But,
I want it to be. It's going to be a rivalry now.
You know.
Hey, if the Vikings, which we'll talk about them in a minute, if the Vikings can keep it up, I mean, this division is genuinely going to be the best of all time. It was the best of all time last year. I think it's going to be even better this year because I don't think there's the fourth place team. I think the fourth place team in this division is going to be pretty good. Puts a lot of pressure. Ooh. And let's just talk about the division. The Vikings lose Sam Darnold. I don't blame them for, letting him walk. Okay, good. Utah scored. Utah Hockey Club. Go Utah Hockey Club. Like I was saying, I don't think the Vikings were wrong in letting Darnold walk. I don't think Darnold's great. I think it's a one hit wonder, 1 year wonder. I don't know if you agree.
I mean, good for Darnold to get paid.
No, yeah, he got his money, but I think it's the right decision. Now it just comes down to, are they going to let J.J. McCarthy play? Or I personally think they're going to go out and get Rodgers. I think that's where this is going. At the very least, to mentor him.
Oh, excuse me.
And I mean, with those weapons, I think they could be a real threat.
I don't know. Stuff I was reading said Pittsburgh.
That's another place he could go
for Rodgers. I don't know.
Yeah, but then the Vikings just signed Byron Murphy. That's why I'm waiting to do this video because, I mean, since I was going to do it earlier, already a ton of things have happened in between. It's just crazy. More things are going to happen tomorrow. So we're going to keep pumping out content about this stuff. But yeah, the Vikings re-signed Byron Murphy. I think they got another O-lineman in there or something, some minor moves. But the quarterback situation is going to be very interesting. And they could realistically go from second to fourth in the division, just with how stacked the teams are. And then on the Lions side, they got Carlton Davis. Or no, they got rid of Carlton Davis. And what's the guy's name? I can't think of the guy's name. Let me see if I can find it. But anyway, they got a corner, I believe. Let's see here. DJ Reed from the Jets. Another guy who I want on the Packers, but nope. Throughout the first couple hours of free agency, I was not very happy at Brian Gutekunst of the Green Bay Packers, nor were Packers fans. A lot of hate was being spread on Packers Twitter. If any of you guys are Packers fans and saw any of that. And let's get to the Packers, our favorite team, obviously. Kind of a confusing day as far as the Packers go. I like what they did. Did not see it coming whatsoever. No, I don't think very many Packers fans saw it coming. They get Aaron Banks from the San Francisco 49ers. I think it's a good move. I think it's always good to bolster your offensive line, no matter what. So I like it. He slots into guard. Josh Myers just left. Elton Jenkins moves to center. And so you got a good line here.
Do you want to hear about your from Sports Illustrated, your Packer signings? What they say?
Go ahead.
So the title of the article is Packers grossly overpay for free agents Aaron Banks and Nate Hobbs.
Okay.
So Pro Football Focus projected Hobbs would sign a 1-year, $4 million contract. Spot Track projected a 1-year contract worth about $2.85 million.
Oh my God.
Instead, Packers handed Hobbs a 4-year contract with $48 million, $12 million per season on a deal that included $16 million guaranteed.
Wow.
Similar story for Aaron Banks. The offensive lineman signed a 4-year, $77 million contract. That's $19.25 million per season. Guaranteed money wasn't immediately available, but he reportedly will receive $63 million in the first 3 seasons. Pro Football Focus projected that his contract would be somewhere in the ballpark of 4 years for $65 million, but he got 4 for $77. So
here's my side.
$12 million over.
What Aaron Banks does, he gives you size on the line which you don't really have. Packers have historically drafted leaner pass blocking linemen.
And this is what Sports Illustrated says. Contract projections have only a slightly larger basis in reality as mock drafts.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like I said, Aaron Banks, he provides that size. With Jacobs, Packers became a much more bruising, run-pounding team. So I like that. My concern when Trent Williams was out of the lineup and he had to slot over to left tackle, he struggled, but he may not be a tackle. He's going to play guard for the Packers. So I'm hoping that Packers have a pretty good line. They can all just play cohesively and succeed. And then Nate Hobbs, he's not a big cover guy. He's going to play slot for the Packers. In the nickel, it's about run defending, making tackles, and that's what he's good at. He's good at playing the run, making tackles, which I think is one of the most underrated parts of being a corner. And then obviously they delayed the Jair Alexander trade, which is probably going to happen eventually, but for now it's not going to happen. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I will say on the contracts, Aaron Banks, the only part of his deal that is guaranteed is a signing bonus. That is huge because it looks like a big deal there, but if the signing bonus is guaranteed, it's much more manageable. If he ends up sucking, you want to ship him out. Nate Hobbs, I believe only $16 million of that 48 is guaranteed, which is not bad at all. So I think the contracts are set up advantageously for the Packers. Although if those, I don't know which is different. Is the projection just super off, or did they overpay? I don't know.
You're paying Hobbs the exact same deal you paid Josh Jacobs.
Hey, they're both Raiders. They're both former Raiders. Well, okay. Here's the thing. I am all for Brian Gutekunst just going out here and trying, then just staying and doing nothing about it,
Well, a lot of teams were pretty flush with cap space, and they were chasing a limited pool of players.
Yeah, no. That's exactly what it was. A lot of players got overpaid today. At least you're not like Tennessee, who got a tackle from the Steelers. I can't even remember his name. It was bad. I don't think I never heard of this guy, and they paid him like a ton of money. So I didn't think the Packers had anything like that. Again, the thing is with all these deals, if the player sucks, it doesn't really matter what you paid him unless you paid him like league minimum. It's gonna look bad. So I think these will work out for the Packers. Nate Hobbs, he loves Rich Bisaccia, gets to go back there. But I think Nate Hobbs just a good.
Well, he's kind of a guy you can plug in,
Yeah, I mean, for the Packers, any warm body at corner is a immediate upgrade.
Guys that actually play corner.
At the very least, it raises the floor of what that position group can be. So for me, we had the money. We're trying to compete for championships.
What did you think of them bringing back Isaiah McDuffie?
I'm indifferent.
Yeah,
he's a body.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's not a lot of money. But I think the bigger thing for the Packers is, can they go make a trade for Trey Hendrickson or a wide receiver? There were rumblings early on in the offseason that Garrett Wilson might get traded. I don't know where those are at now. I would say I would love to see that in Green Bay. I would love to see Garrett Wilson in Green Bay. But I think Trey Hendrickson is a far more realistic option. And I think we need to put all of our chips in and go for it, because Trey Hendrickson is a difference maker. He can finally be that guy who can get a sack on those key downs. He led the league in sacks last year. I think this is an opportunity we can't give up. So I hope they go out and get Trey Hendrickson. Let's talk about where Sam Darnold went. And that was the Seattle Seahawks. And now, living in Idaho, there are multiple people I know who like the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, the proximity to Seattle, Washington. I've gotten mixed reviews here of course, if you watched the earlier episodes, Jaden's hot takes. Jaden had another hot take. He's kind of wishy-washy and will go with the flow. So, you know, we're going to take what he says with a grain of salt. But he says he likes it. I think he just wants to compete. So I get it, like you want to see your guys play well. So
3-3.
Oh, 3-3. Utah Hockey Club,
we come
baby.
and record and they score 3 goals.
I know. Hey, maybe it's good luck. I said that. I said, let's record now so I can watch the third period if they come back. But anyway, it's a lot of money to pay Sam Darnold. You're banking on 1 year. Like, if this was the Packers, would you be mad?
If they signed Sam Darnold?
Yeah, like we needed a quarterback, and they signed Sam Darnold.
I think the Vikings should have kept him.
You think so?
I mean, I think the better question is, I don't know that you're upset if you're a team that signs him. Maybe a little bit. I think you're scared. I don't think you're upset. You're scared that he's not going to be what he showed in Minnesota. Yeah. But then I think if you're a Minnesota fan, I don't know. Everybody's high on J.J. McCarthy, but it's not to say that college really translates to the pros, but I didn't think he was that spectacular in college watching him. And I'll admit I didn't watch a lot of him play.
He's a facilitator. He got carried by defense.
And maybe he's a late bloomer of sorts, and it's kind of like Brady wasn't spectacular. Even to start his NFL career, he wasn't spectacular. But yeah, I don't know. Like everybody, they're sold on J.J. McCarthy as the future, but I felt like Darnold really clicked with O'Connell.
Yeah.
I was gonna say McDonald. That's his new coach, right?
Yep.
Yeah. With Kevin O'Connell, he really, blossomed under him, and some might say he started to blossom under Shanahan, which O'Connell's from that tree, right? Mm-hmm. So makes sense. And I think McDonald is from that tree, is he not? Or he defensive? He's a defensive guy.
I think he's a Harbaugh guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think Darnold needs to have an offensive minded coach. So I don't know who they have as an offensive coordinator, but
that's the thing.
I don't expect him to have the year he had in Minnesota. You had the weapons, you had everything.
No, that's what I'm saying. In Minnesota, I mean, it was a perfect situation for just a plug and play. That's why I think Minnesota will go after Rodgers, because I think
Justin Jefferson, like, what the hell?
I know.
I never get a stable quarterback. Every time. I mean, you had Kirk Cousins, which was stable for a bit, but then it's been like this.
Kirk Cousins was a definition of stability, but at the same time, it wasn't special.
Yeah,
like it's not that connection that we were all like. You wait to see every Sunday. So, for Darnold, I mean, if it works out, it works out. I don't think it will, because it's a defensive coach. There's no weapons.
Obviously,
now.
the Vikings overachieved last year.
Oh, 100%.
They overachieved. Their defense stepped up.
They were opportunistic.
Opportunistic. I expect them to regress a little bit, especially with Rodgers, who can't run, is not mobile.
If they get Rodgers, it'd be interesting.
I mean, but Rodgers, if you can protect the guy and he has Justin Jefferson, I mean, I don't know. It's just how quickly can Rodgers, assimilate to their play style and their playbook. I mean, I don't know.
It'd be very interesting to see him there.
Where's Russell Wilson going to end up?
I don't even know. I heard nothing about Russell Wilson all day. So I'm not sure. I think Russell Wilson will be one of those guys that later on in the offseason he finds a home. Giants made a few moves. They got Paulson Adebo a corner for the Giants. Giants fans are looking onto the draft. Let's just say that. Just trying to quickly look over these, see if there's anything of note, really. Justin Fields to the Jets. I'm going to say it right here, right now. I don't know why everybody thinks Justin Fields is good at football. Well, he's good at football. He can run. He can make plays, and that's about it. That's where the talent stops for him. Justin Fields lacks the fundamentals of playing quarterback. He can't read a defense. He can't throw with anticipation. I think people don't understand that these are such huge parts of playing quarterback. They just look at the pure talent, the arm talent, hit the speed, stuff like that. It is so much more than that. And he just really lacks it and has not been able to show that he can do it. So to think that this is a game-changing move, and to pay him $40 million is kind of a lot. But I mean, it's not a great situation. Rodgers couldn't succeed there. He is a far, far better quarterback than Justin Fields.
Yeah.
And they're just a worse team this year. So I don't think this is going to help anything.
But he did play with Garrett Wilson for 2 seasons at Ohio State. So
maybe. You know what? I didn't think about that. Maybe renewing a connection?
Yeah, maybe.
But at the very least, it gives what Justin Fields does is it gives a fan something to cheer for. That's what he did for Chicago. Was he good at all? No. But like he made some highlight plays. You're like, oh my God, that's insane. So I like it for the Jets just because you got to get a guy to bridge between somebody and somebody. So
what a historically bad flop Rodgers was.
Yeah, I know. It was the hype in
New York,
and it was so unforeseen. Like there was no way
derailed by injury.
Yeah.
But if he hadn't gotten injured, it would be interesting to see what would have happened
that first year.
Yeah,
I know it would have, because it felt like they could have done a lot with that momentum, and they were still pretty good with Zach Wilson, the defense especially.
Yeah.
And that defense just disappeared in the second year with Rodgers. So I think that could have been very interesting. Now Rodgers gone. Let's see here. Is there anything? Patriots had a big spending spree. Obviously, we knew that was going to happen. They had like $120 million or something in cap space. A lot of guys, just kind of random filler guys. They got Carlton Davis from the Lions. Let's see here. Milton Williams from the Eagles. It's a lot for Milton Williams. It is what it is for him. Big time pass rusher, can't play the run to save his life. Let's see here. What else did they do? Robert Spillane. Oh, here we go. Let's talk about Najee Harris for a second. Najee Harris might absolutely destroy in the Chargers system, because they had a few running backs this year that were pretty good. And now that Harbaugh's kind of building the line, Najee Harris might have a really underrated great season next year, because he's had, according to this, he's had 4 1,000-yard seasons straight.
Huh.
And has never missed a start. So that could be very, very interesting. I think this is kind of an underrated signing
he's
for
not
him.
Been very dynamic.
No, he's not dynamic.
He's kind of just one of those that you're like underwhelmed watching.
I think he could be. He's never going to be Derrick Henry. But Derrick Henry is not shifty. He's strong, he's fast, and he runs right through you. I think Najee Harris could play a similar role. He's obviously not as fast. He's arguably very slow. But I think this is an underrated signing.
Yeah.
For the Chargers. Let's see here. Yeah, we talked about Odeyingbo. Oh, this is what we need to talk about. For the first time since 2015, the Dallas Cowboys have signed a free agent. Javonte Williams from the Denver Broncos goes to the Dallas Cowboys.
A running back, huh?
Yeah. So, first of all, I love this for 2 reasons. First off, it shows how stupid the Cowboys are. Second off, this may mean they will not draft Genty for sure in the first round.
If he's there, they'll draft him.
I don't know. They said they wouldn't.
I don't know.
I mean, I get if they would. I'm really hoping they don't. But it's interesting that this is what they do. And when I saw that stat that they haven't signed anybody since 2015, I was shocked.
A free agent?
Yeah. And think of all the years they've been contending since then, and they not once spent.
Have they just traded? Is that what they've done?
I'm not sure.
Because they brought in a Cooper.
They've traded, but for some reason, Jerry Jones is not a spender in free agency. And I'm thinking, think of all those years that they were contending so well and had competitive teams, and not once they went out to supply the team some free agents.
Huh. That is
and
interesting.
yeah, I come away with every video I make on the NFL thinking how stupid the Cowboys are, even more. It's truly outstanding at this point. So there's that. Chiefs signed Jalen Moore, left tackle. I don't really know about this one. I'd never heard of this guy. So apparently, according to this, he has great upside. I mean, if this is your blind side protector for Mahomes, I'm not gonna say anything yet because they're the Chiefs, but it's looking more and more like a fall off for the Chiefs next season.
I don't know.
Could the Broncos take over the division?
What about the Chargers?
Chargers or Broncos?
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be that would be awesome
It
to
won't
watch.
be the Raiders. So.
No. It will not be the Raiders. Which I can't remember. I think Geno Smith got traded before he did last episode, right? I think he did.
Yeah.
I think he did. That's where this list. There was one more thing I was going to talk about. I can't remember what it was. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I was going to check who's still on the market available, because that would be good information for tomorrow. Let's see here. There we go. Amari Cooper is still on there.
Huh.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Interesting. Javon Holland, Will Freeze, Asante Samuel Jr. Packers, this is your guy right here. Asante Samuel Jr. These guys must be
Joey Bosa's out there, isn't he?
I think so. I can't.
Tyler Lockett's out there, isn't he?
Yeah. I'm not sure why these guys can't get signed yet. I think there might be something.
What about Jonathan Allen?
I think he got signed
Did he
by
get signed?
somebody. I heard he was going to. There's some decent. Stephon Diggs is on the market still. So there's some guys out there. I can't remember. These guys might just be. I can't remember if these are guys who are just not signed yet, but I remember there was something where like some terms on a contract don't end until tomorrow. So it'll be interesting to see who gets signed tomorrow. There was one more. I remember what I was going to talk about. The Texans. What in the hell are you doing right now? You already had one of the worst O-lines in the league in terms of protecting Stroud. And then now you trade your franchise left tackle, Laramie Tunsil, who did hold and false start a lot. But anyway, regardless, who is going to protect Stroud anymore? Stop signing receivers. You signed Braxton Berrios today, and you traded for what's his name on the Jaguars. I can't remember his name. Tiny little Christian Kirk. You signed him, and you already have Nico Collins. Why don't you go do what the Bears did? This is the first time I will ever point out the Bears and say do what they do. But protect Stroud, guys, because he's going to get killed back there. Now He doesn't have a left tackle. He already struggled last year behind that line. I mean, it's over for Stroud. I think he's going to get injured next season because he's going to get constantly hit. He's going to lead the league in sacks. I don't know what they're doing. They better hope they can draft well or go after some of these guys in free agency who's left, because it is just insane that they are completely neglecting the O-line position, and I genuinely feel bad for Stroud. Let's just make sure I didn't miss anything here. Any big signings? Chris Godwin to the Bucks. Josh Sweat to the Cardinals. That was another guy I wanted the Packers to get. Of course, didn't happen. Thanks, Gutekunst. Charvarius Ward to the Colts. Dre Greenlaw to the Broncos from the 49ers. Let's see. Talanoa Hufanga to the Broncos to play with Dre Greenlaw. Malcolm Kuntz stays with the Raiders. Chase Young is another guy I wanted. Nope. Don't bolster the edge, Brian Gutekunst. Smart. Genius. Mo Rig to the Panthers. I'm kind of surprised the Panthers didn't do more. I heard that they got Milton Williams, then it fell through, and then the Patriots got him. But I don't know that he was worth the money that he got either. I think that's basically the overall theme of this free agency. A lot of whatever players who got a lot of big-time contracts. And, I mean, can't say nothing bad about them. I mean, they got their money. But I think it's a lot. I think the guys, bad teams spend a lot of money for subpar free agents because they're desperate. So I think being calculated. So if your favorite team didn't spend a ton in free agency, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, you'd like to see it, but I mean, this wasn't last year. There's not a Saquon Barkley, a Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney out there. There's a lot of guys who are they're average to good, but they're getting great to elite contracts. So that's the theme of free agency. We'll see where it goes from here. We'll keep on covering if any other big moves happen. I'll probably just combine them into one episode later on in the week. Or just make individual ones if something really big happens, like a trade or something. Packers get Trey Hendrickson, for example. That will be its own video. If it happens, please, Brian Gutekunst, if you're listening to this podcast, please. But it should be very interesting to see what happens. And then we got hockey heating up. We got baseball starting soon, which I'll probably make like I got a few buddies to watch baseball, so I might get them on the show, and we'll do like a preview episode of the baseball season. Garrett Cole out with Tommy John surgery, by the way. So Yankees, you're screwed. I love it. Go Astros. Anyway, yeah, a lot of stuff going on. March Madness, conference conference championships this whole week. So it should be fun to watch. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all those things. Check out TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Twitter, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.